Viewers, a few years ago, Africa had one of the most prosperous countries on the continent. That country was called Libya. Libya under Gaddafi, after the overthrow of King Idris, became a prosperous country, one of the first-class countries on the continent of Africa. Libya played a vital role in the liberation of South Africa and the liberation of the remaining states that lacked support financially, militarily, to remove colonial powers from the continent of Africa. Libya became one of the few founding states on the continent of Africa to have free education up to the university, to have free water, free money after you come out of the university. Students were given $5,000 to start, less unemployment, which has killed most of the African states. But while these things were taking place and the development was taking place in Libya and on the African soil, several Western countries were hatching a plan to kill, to maim, to destroy the country of Libya. Under Resolution 1970 of the United Nations Security Council, they did manage to kill, to destroy, to land bombs on the country called Libya. A resolution that was taken by France to the United Nations Security Council became a cornerstone that destroyed the entire North African politics once for all. Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, the then leader of Libya, was very categorical that he was not a terrorist, but the people coming to take over Libya were terrorists. He warned of circumstances, dire consequences. If he was taken out of power, Libya would come down to nothing, and insurgency, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, all types of terrorists will gather in the Maghreb and the northern part of Africa and destroy the economies, something which is happening today in the Sahel region, in Mali, in Burkina Faso, in Nigeria, and other states around, in Chad, other states around the Sahel region. It is sad, therefore, that a man comes to borrow money from you. You lend him the money. He goes to use that money to influence an election. He wins an election, but comes back to plot to kill you who has given him the money. That is what happened between Gaddafi and Nicolas Sarkozy, the former president of France, who drafted the Resolution 1970, commandeered the Resolution 1970, until Libya was bombarded, Gaddafi was killed. Sarkozy and his Western allies were able to destroy Libya. As we speak today, Libya is divided into two camps. The French have taken Benghazi, and the other allies have taken Tripoli, with the help of Turkey They do drill oil, take out siphon oil illegally. There is no accountability at all taking place in Libya. Yesterday, a court in France found Mr. Sarkozy guilty of having used money to influence elections in France. The court in Paris sentenced Mr. Sarkozy 1 year in prison. Today or tomorrow, what we know, he has been sentenced. But it is the same money that he took from Mama Gaddafi that made him to be sentenced. The legal department of African Union has not made an attempt to try to help Libya, to bring culprit, the people who destroyed, killed, maimed the people of Libya on trial. It is therefore very sad for us to sit here. There is no African leader, no African head of state who is talking about Gaddafi today and the plight of Libya. Every successive AU summits, we seem to come to show for photos, but we don't deliberate much to make resolutions bite on the question of Libya. Libya is bleeding. Its resources are being siphoned out by France and other Western countries that have actually, plus Russia, which has also come in on the side of General Khalifa Haftar, and they are together as members of the Permanent United Nations Security Council. They are siphoning the resources of Libya. They have decided to divide the country into two in Tripoli, two governments working in different directions. How then, why then is African Union very silent? Why has African Union not spoken and stood up to ask the Security Council of the United Nations to tell one side of Libya, to tell France that what you are doing in Libya is wrong? Why? Any student of international relations would know that the AU itself is captured by the African Union Commission chairperson, Dr. Mohamed Faki of Chad, is captured. Therefore, he cannot condemn the actions of the same people. As Sankara said, you can't condemn the one who feeds you. How do you disagree with the man who is giving you food? He will remove the food and you will not have any food, you die of hunger. But time has come for us Africans to rethink, to review, to look at the policies that have dismembered this continent. One of the policies that has dismembered this continent and one of the nations that has pretended to help us at the same time while destroying us is France. Are we going to sit and wait until we are all finished? Or are we going to start making a move to change the direction of African Union working mechanisms? These questions are loaded. Within the next 15 days, the African Union heads of state will meet in Addis Ababa. What action will they take to change the course of suffering of the people of Libya that they have endured for the last 7 to 8 years since the war began and the toppling of Muammar Gaddafi? It is therefore very sad that as an African, I sit here and we sit here. We have lamented, we have talked. Action must be taken. I will move to the African Court of Justice and Human Rights to file an application for former President Sarkozy to show cause why he should not stand for trial in African Court of Human Rights and Justice for having authorized, equipped, and led a bombardment, for having misled the United Nations Security Council to bomb Libya under the pretext that it had nuclear weapons. I will move to that court in the next coming month. I will appeal to my fellow Africans to contribute immensely to this application, to contribute to enable me to file this application. Since the court in Paris has been able to sentence Mr. Sarkozy, a court in Africa can also declare the sentence in absentia for Mr. Sarkozy. Why not? Why can't we discuss the issue of Libya then? Why is Libya becoming a tough banana for every country and we no longer talk about it? It's because we are afraid that some of us took part in the dismembering of this state called Libya. As I land my mic, I want to thank all of you people that is one of the bold steps that I have taken on this Thursday, 2nd February, the year of our Lord 2023, that I will move to the African Court of Justice and Human Rights, place my documents, seeking answers from thought as to why Mr. Nicolas Sarkozy cannot be charged and called to stand trial ever if he steps on any territory of the African people or African continent.